I can't believe that you guys never heard about the best World of Warcraft expansion. Like, you don't want WoD Classic. Nobody wants Garrison. Like, nobody wants table missions. Or what are you talking about? I feel like I'm being betrayed by my own community here.
World of Warcraft Classic is right now in a huge crisis. Since the re-release of Classic in 2019, we followed the exact same path. Vanilla, Burning Crusade, Wrath, Cataclysm, and now Mists of Pandaria. But with the final patch of Mist of Pandaria already out,
Oh, they're already at the final
Blizzard
patch?
is completely silent. Just look at the roadmap for 2026 Classic. It's literally just
They're like hovering over the WoD Classic button. They're like, should we? Should we not? I don't know, man. Okay, give me another glass of milk.
empty. But what if I told you that the real reason why they haven't announced Warlords of Draenor yet is because that they don't plan to? You see, instead of moving forward, Blizzard is working on something else to replace the timeline completely. Because if you look at the historical timeline, they need about 6 to 8 months between announcing a Classic expansion and actually releasing it. But at this point, if Blizzard is waiting until BlizzCon to announce Warlords
Oh, shit. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for the
Draenor,
follow.
it won't be released until the summer of next year.
Is it
that
too loud?
means we would be stuck in a content drought of Siege of Orgrimmar for 12 months. Just like we were back in 2014,
Hey.
which literally cost our
Better than being stuck there for 2 years. Remember when people... By the way, I came into World of Warcraft during Warlords of Draenor, right? Because I didn't have money growing up and my parents would never buy me anything that relates to video games. So I came to Warlords of Draenor whenever I first got my credit card. I think this was literally my first purchase ever, too. Online, which is crazy now that I think about it. And anyone remember the selfie patch? That was crazy. The Twitter patch. Do you guys remember that? Or maybe I'm the only one here that do.
subscriber counts to just
does,
plummet.
sorry.
But only this time, it will be way, way worse. You see, back in 2014, after a long content drought, Warlords of Draenor was a mystery and something exciting that they could hype up. But today, since people have played it, it's notoriously regarded as one of, if not the worst expansion in World of Warcraft history.
Wait, is Shadowlands here? Okay. Wait, what? People voted for Warlords of Draenor over Shadowlands? You know why I think that is? Because most people didn't make it to Shadowlands. I think most people didn't even make it here to, like, actually make a decision. They just played Warlords of Draenor. They're like, no way it can be worse than this. No way. Blizzard is truly cooked. And then Blizzard went into the kitchen and they fired everything up. That was crazy. So yeah, BFA is like the worst. Oh yeah, I get it. I get it though. Nah, I get it.
That Blizzard has ever released. Just imagine if Blizzard went out and tried to hype it up with that in mind. But this is where it gets kind of weird, because we know that Blizzard's core philosophy for Classic is to release fast compressed phases. This can only mean that Blizzard is building towards a different hype. Something new. Now, if you are even just slightly into World of Warcraft, you have already heard about Classic Plus. In short, it's a version of Classic as we know it, but it's been improved with features suggested by the community and player base itself. And everyone has been talking about this for years now. But in fact, there's actually 3 very massive signs that tells us that Blizzard not only is working on it, but actually have been for some time now.
3, right? So you have Copium, Hopium, and what is the last one? Delirium? These are like the 3 core fundamentals of a Classic Plus Andy. I think that's it. I think I nailed it.
And Classic Plus might not be too far away from now. You see, the first sign was 2 years back when they sent out a confidential survey. And no, I'm not talking about Project Classic Plus, which was recently done.
It was
by
a good
the
one. We
player
watched
base.
that.
This is an actual survey made by Blizzard asking what players would want from, in their own words, a hypothetical and new version of World of Warcraft Classic. They asked about adding features such as 1v1 rated duels, transmog, account-wide collections, player housing, new zones added to the original world, as well as new spells and abilities for the old classes, and even went as far as asking whether we would like WoW tokens to make an appearance. I find it kind of funny.
It doesn't matter. It's just a question to lure you into a false sense of security. It can be -% of people voting on it, and Blizzard would still implement those. It literally does not matter. You're gonna have WoW tokens day one. You're gonna have pre-order cash up mounts. You're gonna have all of that. You're gonna have bots running rampant. All of the problems that are currently present in retail and the anniversary servers are just going to be exported into Classic Plus. Make no mistake about it, Blizzard isn't going to make any change in that philosophy whatsoever. In fact, they're going to double down on it.
That they ask us this, because I know that even if we want it or not, they're still gonna just add it to the game. But soon they would follow this up with yet another survey, asking players if they will want the ability to transfer their classic characters directly to retail as Mr. Pandaria ends. And for some reason, people haven't been talking about this. Why will Blizzard suddenly offer us an escape hatch for our classic characters? Blizzard knows that the hype for the classic as we know it right now leading into Warlords of Draenor is pretty much dead. People would much rather move their progression from classic onto retail. And this is something we just can't ignore. But hold up, because
why? Retail isn't even a retirement home, it's just a graveyard. So you're like, okay, grandpa, bye, yeet!
We're not done just yet. Recently, Blizzard asked for feedback once more, but only this time, if a leak happened by someone involved, they would literally get sued by Blizzard. Now imagine being a content creator, getting an anonymous invite from Blizzard, asking you to fly out to California to their HQ. And as you arrive, you get asked to sign a document saying that if you spill a word of what you're about to talk about, then Blizzard is entitled to sue you. You see, this is what just happened.
You're not allowed to talk about the cube crawl or the fridge raiding. You heard me, Zaryu? Don't say a goddamn peep. Can you imagine? They have to walk through the hallways of the Cosby Suite. And no, they go next to the Cosby Suite and they see his picture smiling at them and they're like, oh, no, don't look at that. It's not important. And they shut the door.
And so the biggest
Incredible.
WoW influencers and streamers such as Sodapubbin, Saru, Esfand, Savix, and
Oh
Kuzu,
shit, was that real?
they were all flown out to Blizzard's HQ in Irvine, California to discuss matters regarding, well, we don't actually know what they talked about, but what we do know is that these people are not just any sort of streamers and players of World of Warcraft. All of these people strictly play Classic. And also, they have in the recent years been very, very vocal about wanting Classic Plus. And even though the streamers just can't leak what they talked about, they are desperately trying to give the community clues as to why it was them that got flown out.
It's definitely concerning because who are these people? Like, why did they invite them? I think this is a huge concern. It's super weird that they invited them.
I know he's trying to be funny. He's actually right. You should never pay attention to streamers. They do not matter. Like, don't take their opinion seriously. They only care about grifting their viewers, taking gold from them, all that kind of stuff. Pretend like they love their viewers and then just perish away with their wallet padded.
Now, do you honestly believe
he's
that Blizzard
unironically
flew them
right
across the country and the world, essentially, just to show them Worlds of Draenor and garrisons? Now, whatever Blizzard is working on or not aside, you might be asking, well, if everybody wants
Showback, if you let Showback have any decision making over Classic Plus, we're gonna have the funniest version of the game. I'll tell you that.
Classic Plus so badly,
everything's gonna be weaved up.
Private servers. Well, you see, the thing is that they can't, because Blizzard recently shut all of these servers down. The legal team has been sending out cease and desist to the exact private servers that marketed themselves as alternative versions of Classic, which is exactly what Classic Plus is supposed to be. Blizzard has essentially been
just clean out the competition. Don't make anything good. Just wreck everything that makes sense. Beautiful. Thank you, Blizzard. Thank you, truly. A nice way to defeat the competition. They can do it with decency. They can do it with like making an actual viable good product that everyone wants to play. No, they have to invoke the RICO Act, which by the way is reserved for crime organization overseas. It's essentially for the mafia, and they invoke that over a private server. Insanity.
Taking out their competition. And ironically, there's still massive private servers out there, way bigger than the servers that they had just shut down.
Yeah, Warmane is sweating though.
Blizzard just don't care about those. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Warmane, because I know you want to stay out of the spotlight. But if it's so obvious that Blizzard is actively working towards a Classic Plus version of the game, why is it that they still refuse to go out in public and state that they are working towards this and giving us a hope for the future of Classic? Unfortunately, the answer is kind of simple. They risk losing a lot of money doing so, because right now, somehow 7 years after the re-release of Classic, it's literally still thriving. The Mr. Pandaria servers are populated with people, and the
It may be just me, but I honestly think they risk nothing. If you just listen to your community and make Classic Plus just a little bit better than Turtle WoW, which it shouldn't be difficult to do with the amount of money and manpower you have, you'll see tremendous success. It's just that Blizzard wants the easiest, quickest way to cash out. That's literally it. If you make Turtle WoW Plus, people would, how do you say that? They would literally come into your game so goddamn fast, okay? They would run to it, and they would never leave. But that requires constant updates, tender love and care, and Blizzard doesn't want to do that. And that's the issue. And what did you say here, Zeers? To be fair, Blizzard is in the right to sue whoever they want if they're making money off their private servers, stealing their IP. Yeah, I know. Listen, I'm not here to advocate for private servers, all right? I understand that Blizzard is fully within the rights of making that decision. I just think that it is very stupid not to adhere the words of the smart and very based Gabe Newell, because he said it best. If you want to defeat the pirates, just offer the player something better than they do. That's how you do it. That's how you go about it. You don't go around wasting more money suing them overseas. That's the dumbest take ever. Just make a good product. People can cough up a few bucks each month to play a game that they enjoy tremendously. So, what are we doing here? It just feels like such a dumb solution. It's like killing an ant with a sledgehammer.
Anniversary realms are booming. There's hundreds of thousands of players daily logging in, grinding gear, farming arcane tomes, and paying a monthly subscription fee to do it. So what do you think happens the second the Blizzard steps on stage to say that they're replacing the Classic timeline as we know it with Classic Plus soon to be released? Well, obviously, the whole illusion of progression just shatters. Every single player currently raiding in Mr. Pandaria or leveling on an Anniversary realm will instantly realize that their gear, their gold, and their progress are about to become meaningless. And Blizzard knows this. The second they announce it,
yeah.
Ironically, the subscriber count is gonna plummet for a bit. People will immediately cancel their subscriptions just to wait it out. And that's why WoW Classic...
And they will resub again because they're a bunch of addicts.
...is in a crisis right now. Because you see, Blizzard is caught in a trap. On one side, they can't announce Classic Plus yet, because doing so is gonna trigger an immediate drop in subscribers from the current Classic servers, which is costing them millions of dollars while they finish building the game. But on the other hand, they're rapidly running out of time, because as everyone is asking and begging for Classic Plus, Blizzard is saying nothing. People essentially feel like the people who run the game that they love just don't listen and don't care. Now, no matter what, if Blizzard steps onto the BlizzCon 2026 stage and choose to break their silence by announcing Warlords of Draenor, I guarantee you it would be a disaster. Even SodaPubbin is clearly warning Blizzard of doing so.
If I go to BlizzCon and they don't fucking announce Classic Plus, I will actually be so disappointed. I am expecting it.
If Blizzard announced Warlords of Draenor instead of Classic Plus, I guarantee you that it's going to be way worse than what happened back in 2016 with Vanilla.
Have you ever thought about adding servers for previous expansions as they were then?
Imagine.
No. And by the way, you
think you do, but you don't.
To do that either. You think you do, but you don't.
Classic.
Because this time, they actually risk losing the community's trust completely, and that will cost them...
Man, that was such a banger, right? This right next to Don't You Guys Have Phones? Blizzard really knew how to pull in a crowd back in the day. I don't feel like this is happening anymore. It's so unfortunate. I mean, are we running low on controversies? I'm really trying to think. We haven't had anything major. The game just sucks balls, and yeah, it is fun to cover the downfall of World of Warcraft because, the game is pretty much a beaten horse at this point. But at the same time, I just want the game to be good, right? And if it's not good, at least give us some more interesting controversies, Blizzard. What are you doing? They're failing on each front.
So much more money than what Warlords of Draenor would generate. If we look at the breadcrumbs, the surveys, the secret meetings, and the private server takedowns, we're not going to be shipped off to build isolated garrisons in Draenor. Blizzard simply can't afford it. The timeline math, the surveys, the silence all says the same thing.
Yeah.
We're going back to Elwyn Forest. Only this time, in a new way. Because this time, it's in a game that we actually get to build together.
And also, I think... Oh, by the way, yeah, that's the end of the video. Great video. I'm going to leave a link in the description. You guys should watch it for yourself. I'm going to link the video right now in the chat. Just give me 1 second. Basically, what I wanted to say, I think that Mists of Pandaria Classic was an experiment. Because I said before it came out, they would never re-release the Panda expansion. Like, no one would play it. Maybe for Throne of Thunder, yes, people would, like, be more inclined to try it, sure. But I thought they would never dare do it. But they did. And listen, I guess maybe the classes were really good at Mr. Pandaria, and the balancing was, like, good. But I just think it was an experiment. It was an experiment to see how long it can hold players, and if it's worth re-releasing Warlords of Draenor. I think they looked at the graphs, they looked at the number, they looked at the stagnation, and the frustrations of player, and they decided not to. That's what I think. So it just bought them time until Classic Plus, and I'm like 99% sure we're about to get Classic Plus this next BlizzCon. When it will be released, I'm not sure, but we're gonna see a reveal pretty soon.